Ian, we got voicemails, don't we?
We do. Let's do some economical voicemails. Let's get through these.
Anchor.fm/CU podcast. You don't have to find the voicemails, Ian.
Hey, Pat and Ian. This is Nick from Canton, Ohio, the Hall of Fame city. Go Browns. I was just wondering, have you ever seen a movie that ruined your day, and not because the movie was bad?
Okay.
So, for example, The Departed. When I left the theater after that ending, my day was ruined.
Oh man. Okay. Any for you, Ian? That movies that ruin your day?
No, not that I can think of. But people always told me not to watch. What is the heroin movie? Requiem for a Dream.
Oh, that sounds rough.
They said that one would be very difficult. But no movie has ever really ruined my day.
Yeah, I don't want to see someone spiral into darkness being a heroin addict.
Yeah.
Jesus, it has Frank's favorite actress in that. What's her name? I forget. I was going to say, well, no, there wasn't one. But whenever I think of The Craft, I'll never forget that asshole in high school. We saw it was like 4 of us friends. Well, it was like I was the fifth wheel. I was always the fifth wheel in high school. Yeah, no girls for Pat. Went to see The Craft, and this Italian guy, varsity jacket in my high school, was leading the crew, and I didn't want to see it at first. I was like, I don't want to see it. That's kind of hokey. See it, and I was like, oh, I enjoy this. I love Fairuza Balk. Love her. Beautiful.
It's a good movie. I like
underrated actress too. And then he walked out, this fucking Italian Jersey guy. It's against my Catholic sensibility. He walked out like 15 minutes before the movie ends. It's like, I didn't want to see it. Now I'm seeing it. And now I don't get to see the ending. I didn't see the end of that movie for like 10, 15 years.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Well, I know what The Last Straw was him for. Like, oh, he was cool up. Like, it was all satanic and like witchcraft. Like what an asshole. Sorry.
Fuck him.
Okay, it wasn't satanic. Some witch people are going to get at me. It wasn't satanic. It was, Okay, skip.
Hello, Pat. Hello, Ian. This is Humana calling from Pennsylvania. I used to always love watching different types of video game or comic book related Saturday morning cartoons like the original Sonic the Hedgehog or Sad AM or even Sonic X past a certain point and the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. My question for you two is, if you could actually take an old video game property and bring them back to the big screen or just the Saturday morning TV, or even better than that, if you could take a property that has never had its own cartoon show and be able to bring it into the front stage, which one would you two pick?
I'm shocked that has there been a Ninja Gaiden anime ever?
No, I don't believe there has been.
That's kind of shocking.
Yeah. Vonnie and I actually talked about it last night.
Oh.
One of our favorite things about the WarioWare series is all the characters. Like the cast in a
cool.
WarioWare game is phenomenal. They're incredibly well drawn. They're all done by Ko Takuchi. And each of the levels starts off with like a little short of the main character that's being introduced doing something. And I like those in the previous ones, like in Gold and stuff like that. I would love to see WarioWare as a cartoon. I would watch the shit out of that.
Just like a regular kids cartoon, they work in the characters, different characters.
Yeah, they could make it as weird as they wanted. I think it would be fun, and the animation style would be cool.
I forgot to bring up when we were talking about that. I did the challenge stage. You can do the challenge and keep going. I thought they would end at some point.
No, they don't. That's what I mean. It's all about high score. You just keep going.
But they do stop getting faster, because I'm crazy. I used the cabbie guy that shoots the dog.
Yeah.
To kill Bowser, I went up to 102 times, and I was like, my mind's going insane because it's getting fast, but then I think it stops the quickness because it gets nuts.
Well, eventually it would get to a point where you couldn't do it anymore.
So but I said this has to end at 100, and no, it kept going.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's insane. I just kept shooting Bowser real quick. I was like, and just shooting. What's next here?
Hello, Pat. Hello, Ian. This is Andrew from Bath in England.
Bath.
In your experience of flea markets, we call them car boot sales, or working in a game store, if you had to pick one, what is the most common game? The one you see all the time, you know it's there, and what condition will you find it in? Thank you.
Well, real quick, does the term Bath come from the town? Because they have like they have the springs there.
I don't know.
I looked at the what is it? The word origin.
It's either entomology or etymology.
I was going to say one's
bugs,
one's
one
insects.
is words.
Etymology. Yeah, that's why I didn't say it. I'm only wrong.
The most common game. I think a lot of people would want to say Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt, but it's not, because it's people want it. So even though there's lots of copies of it, there have been a couple of times at Luna Video Games where I have completely sold out of Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt.
That doesn't mean it's not the most common game, but he's changing the definition.
That you're always going to see
always going to see. Not anymore. You would 10, 15 years ago, though.
I guarantee you could walk into any used video game store that deals in retro stuff right now and get a copy of Silent Service or Skate or Die.
Or Bases Loaded 2.
Bases Loaded 2 would be another one.
But those are super common.
Golf, Gyromite is a big one. These are games that existed in high production runs that no one wants anymore because they're not super fun. So they're always going to be there.
Well, it's not like, they stopped making Gyromite probably around, I want to say 87, because that's when they stopped doing Raw, but there was just so many out there in the deluxe sets probably. Yeah. That like there's tons of them. There's millions of them.
Yeah, but I feel like there's no chance of going to a reputable retro video game store and not being able to walk out with at least 5 copies of Silent Service.
Someone let me know about that bath thing, because now it's going to bother me. I'm pretty sure that's probably where it came from.
Hey, Pat and Ian. This is Michael from Michigan. I love watching clips of the podcast on YouTube, and awesome. I'm a first-time caller, and my question is for both of you. My question is there a video game that deserved to get a sequel that did not? And is there a video game that did get a sequel or multiple games released in the series that did not deserve it? All right. Look forward to hearing your answer, and keep up the great work, guys.
It's not for me to decide if a game doesn't deserve a sequel. If there's an audience for it, there's an audience for it. So that's kind of weird. No, they don't deserve it. No. But is there a game that should have gotten a sequel?
I'm going to bring up a game that I've talked about on here before. Trap Gunner for the PlayStation, published by Atlas, developed by I don't know who. It was a one-on-one, almost sort of spy versus spy sort of game where you had to set traps and attack the other player. And it was really fun, a very neat game.
Rack Dim was the dev. Raxin? R-A-C-G-I-N? Raxin? But formerly it was Rack Dim at first. I've seen the name, but they've done Bomberman 64, Bomberland 3 and 2. Okay. Snowboard
so
Kids.
Okay. There you go. This is it, but the game was great, but there was a lot of, HUD stuff, like HUD stuff, that you had to display on a split screen. This game would have been perfect for the online era of gaming, where everyone gets their own TV. It's one of those games where I would love to see this come back with an online mode.
Oh, maybe you get into game dev. You do your spiritual sequel.
Me.
ActRaiser deserved a real sequel. Didn't get one. Got a half sequel. That's the one I'm going to say next.
Hey, Pat and Ian. I was wondering if you had any interest in doing a bonus episode as a Patreon pledge for $5 or $10. I know Ian has extra napkins and you're busy reviewing games for the book, but I think it would be neat to have a bonus episode where the two of you can discuss what you're currently playing, as well as whatever random crap is going on. It would light a fire under Pat's ass to play some games that aren't Civ 2, and once the Playdate comes out, I'd love to hear Ian and Pat's monthly reactions to the chunk of games. Plus, my favorite parts of the podcast are all the non-news parts. Also, if Pat and Ian were a celebrity couple, they'd be peeing.
Thank you, Gorgon. I don't like the backhanded compliment there, Gorgon. I just played WarioWare. What are you talking about? I played Trigger Witch a few weeks ago. How much free time do you think I have, Gorgon? You think these certain guidebooks just write and edit themselves? What are you talking about here?
Kinda.
They kind of what? Holy shit! You're killing me. Yeah, but we're going to do it.
Yes.
We're just going to bullshit. Maybe we'll talk more politics and social stuff and the food stuff.
Maybe.
We say Mappy?
Maybe.
We'll talk about more Mappy stuff. We'll talk about more Jersey Shore experiences and Buffalo experiences. Things like that. Things that the kids like.
Hey, Pat. Hey, Ian. This is Josh. This question is mainly for Pat, but Ian, you can answer too. Pat, what was your go-to Sunday when you went to Friendly's? And do you have any crazy stories about when you were a kid going to Friendly's? Thanks.
There's no crazy Friendly's story. Like, you know what's crazy? The awesome ice cream is crazy. That's what it is.
It's crazy low prices.
It's crazy delicious. Crazy, and it's one of the reasons why I'm going to 2 conventions back in the East Coast next month, which I probably should announce. I'll be at too many games, and I'll be one in Connecticut, Retro World Expo in November. Is that the Peanut Butter Cup Sundae? I'd say that's the best. It's the best thing ever, but that was too much as a kid. Then again, I was thick but quick. I don't have memories of getting a specific Sundae. I think I got whatever was free. Whatever one they threw in with your burger is one I got.
I clearly remember always getting the clown sundae.
Yeah, that was usually a thrown in one.
As being a kid.
Yeah, they threw that one in for free in the mid to late 80s.
As I got older, my favorite friendly sundae was not actually one you ate there. It was the to-go Reese's sundae, because there was always like a fucking solid inch of peanut butter on the top of that fucking thing. So good. You never had any of the to-go's? They did the Hershey pies. I know they did the Hershey sundae. They did the Reese's one, and they were little cardboard.
No, because you know
cardboard
why?
containers. You bought them, and when you popped the top off, the Reese's one was just coated in peanut butter.
Well, my mom only bought whatever ice cream was on sale, got a coupon for, and that stuff was never on sale.
Fair enough.
That's probably why. All right, next year.
Hey, Pat. Hey, Ian. Hey, Ian. Hey, Pat. This is Alex from Wisconsin. Curious if there are any franchises that you have felt have really gone downhill. Personally, for me, the Paper Mario series, I consider the first one to be my favorite game of all time. The second one, Thousand Year Door, is great. Super Paper Mario doesn't really appeal to me. And then when they kind of went back to RPG format, honestly, I've heard that they just kind of took the whole formula and threw it out the window, and I haven't really even bothered. So,
okay, what are you thinking?
That's actually kind of, I mean, that's one for me. I haven't been, I know a lot of people still like him. I love the art style. I wish I could be more interested in the Paper Mario series. Super Paper Mario was okay. I thought they would go back to the original formula after that. They haven't, and I mean, because of that, I just don't really buy it. Also, going to be real skeptical of Mario Golf going forward. I was just
You're disappointed?
I was so disappointed in Mario Golf on the.
Well, you told me more about the unlockables and the weird shit. I was just like,
it's a joyless game. I have no idea how you take the Mario. I don't know how you take the Mario cast and then put them in a golf game and make it joyless. Like, you have to try to make it joyless. It's just not good.
I've been seeing these indie 2D golf games popping up everywhere now, where it's like they're like platforming elements and you're golfing the ball around. It's like
I think you're talking about Curse to Golf, and I haven't really seen anything like Curse to Golf.
At least one more 2D golf game that was like, I saw either Kickstarter or indie thing. I saw, okay. I think it's interesting. I'll do a few more here.
Hey guys, this is Jackson from the Two Consoles Too Late podcast from Baltimore. I just had a strange eBay experience, and I was curious if you about any horror stories that you guys had on eBay. I love the podcast, and I'll keep listening. Talk to you later. Bye.
I've only had 2 to 3 horror. I've only been ripped off once on eBay. This is before protection. This is still in the land of money orders in the early 2000s. It was somewhere in Southeast Asia. I tried to get I think it was the Famicom Golden 13 in the box, I believe, and never got it. And there was no protection. I was only out like, I don't know, 30, 40 bucks, but it sucked, obviously. That was that. And then the one thing I bought that they ruined the box, so I said about, I still never owned it, was the Magnavox shooting gallery, the rifle from the original Odyssey. The one that looks like a rifle. And I think I told you they shipped it in that fucking, they taped it with that brown packing tape, which should be fucking outlawed by international law, because you can't get it off at all, even with the blow dryer. You can get regular tape off with like pretty good with like, well, you can't with that. It just peels and comes apart. It's so shit that I said to them, I don't want this. They said, why? It's like, well, you didn't put a box in that. I said, I didn't explain to them that the box is part of the value of this. You can't. That's only happened like once or twice in my life where I saw something like that. I was like, what are you doing? You hear horror stories every now and then where people do that. I can't believe it.
Right.
Where they do that with a product like that. Not a commercial. It's not like a vacuum cleaner. It's a 40-year-old, now 50-year-old, video game product. What about you, Ian?
Actually, I was thinking about this the other day, but I'm one of those people who has weirdly, I've never really had any bad experiences with eBay. Like, none at all. Most of my purchases on eBay, though, do come from Japan. I don't know if it's just a different sort of seller culture over there, but I've never had a bad experience.
I do 2 more here.
Hey, Pat and Ian, this is Nick from Ohio. Let's assume you are fully vaccinated. You hop in your DeLorean. What time and place are you going to? Disease is not an issue, so you can't say the modern day.
I don't know where I would want to go. I don't know if I would want to. Can I go and get rich like Biff Tannen in Back to the Future 2? Can I do that and then come back and have all this money, or just put money in a savings account in like 1900 and accrue all that nice interest over 100 years like the Immortals do on Highlander the series? Can I do that?
97 or 98, right before the rave scene got huge and fizzled out.
Honestly, okay, I'll take that back. I want to go back to the classic 80s. I want to go back. Give me like arcade era 82. Give me the big hair mid 80s. Give me early 80s. I want to experience that now. I think that'd be a joy to experience that. Just the feel of the club scene, and you got Thriller coming out. You got members only jackets. That's what I want. That because I didn't have that, and I think that'd be cool to do that. And I put in some bets. I put a bet in on the 86 Mets, 4-part documentary coming out this week, 35th anniversary of my New York Mets. The 86 Mets doing coke in the dugout and hitting home runs. And we got someone else checking in, Ian.
Who's here?
I don't know.
You have a collect call from Thomas Tallarico Esquire. Hey, just calling you guys from a payphone because they got one over here at Boomers where I'm doing this Amico event. I guess it's to keep with the whole theme of the place. I don't know. Hey, why is everyone blaming me for Pat getting blocked by the Intellivision Man on Twitter? It's not my account. Look at the profile picture. It's Intellivision Man's account, and he just had enough of me. Quite frankly, I don't blame him. And then Ian was giving me shit. Oh, this kid's here. Sorry. And then Ian was being a dick because I only gave 24 hours notice for the event. It's because we didn't want it to go like the Crayola event where this dude came all the way over there, and I quote, to make Tommy uncomfortable. Isn't that nice? But by the end of the day, the Amico Mafia totally changed his mind about that because those guys, they would take a bullet for me, which is good because for all those death threats I got, they're probably going to have to. And the gaming world will thank them for their sacrifice. Okay, everyone's looking at me weird right now. I got to go.
Oh, Tommy.
Good job.
I don't accept the call, by the way. I don't accept the call.
That's the longest recording time I've ever heard on a collect call.
You usually get like 5 seconds. Mom, it's me, pick me up.
At the wall, bye.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that was fun. Thanks for checking it from Boomers. We didn't even go off on how the Boomers name was so apropos.